Good evening, and welcome to What's Your Story? I'm your host, James Ransom Reed, Jr. My friends, I would like to talk to you tonight about a sense that's in the country that all of us feel, or a good many of us. I would like to share with you my thoughts on where we can go as a people and what we should be doing as a nation. You know, over the years, I have had many people come to my show and tell their individual stories. Stories of triumph, stories of tragedy, stories of love, stories of service, stories of happiness, stories of joy. It's been my pleasure to have this opportunity to provide this forum so that we could come together and share our joint experiences and come to realize that we are not that different. There's a sense of dread in the country. I feel it. Many people feel it. We are about to embark on a new odyssey in terms of leadership of the nation. The thing I want all of us to remember is the country's motto, E pluribus unum. Out of many, one. I want you, my friends, tonight to think back with me as to when our nation was at its very best. And we as a people were at our very best. It occurs to me that those times were when we linked arms and walked together instead of clenching fists at each other. Yes, we've had many challenges in this great and wonderful nation, but we as a people came together and we faced those challenges. We come from every color in the rainbow, from every road that you can imagine, from nations far and wide. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. And though we have had our differences over the years, we are greatest when we sit down and talk to and understand each other. Think back with me now, if you will, to the many challenges we've faced as a nation. Voting rights for women, the challenges and the evils of slavery, segregation, bigotry. Think back with me now to August 28th, 1963. At the nation's capital in Washington, D.C., historical estimates say more than 250,000 American citizens and Americans came to show our support for one another and our refusal to accept anything less than equality. And it was there on August 28, 1963, that Dr. King told us about his dream. We are a nation moving towards a more perfect union. We're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, But no one, no reasonable person could doubt that the America of 2025 is a very different place than the America of 1925 in so many ways. On the political spectrum, the social spectrum, the economic spectrum, you name it, we are moving towards a more perfect nation. Yes, we are still hounded by the enemies of the past, the darker angels of our nature. Yes, there are people who use our fear to keep us separated. Yes, that's true. And they come from every walk of life, every conceivable profession. There are those who only see the darkness and not the light. But we're Americans. We've overcome some tremendous challenges in our long and storied history. I want you to think with me tonight as we move toward a new adventure in our nation's life. I want you to sit down and analyze, if you will, the times when we were at our very best. It wasn't when we were at each other's throats. It was when we hugged each other, both literally and figuratively, and decided to step forward into an uncertain future. I appeal to all of you tonight to examine yourselves, to examine your hearts, to examine your minds, and ask yourself, what kind of people are we? What kind of people do we wish to be? It's a question I ponder as well as you. And I'm mindful of what Gandhi said, be the peace that you want to see in this world. You can let your light shine in all the dark places of this world, and I believe the darkest place on this earth is in the human heart. So let's let our light shine, beginning in our own hearts. Let's follow the teachings and instructions of those who showed us the way. I am comforted by the fact that out of many comes one America. I sit back and I think and I read my scripture and I ponder my role and my responsibility in trying to make of this old world a new world. There are certain eternal truths. They are not going to change. And one of those is that no lie can live forever. That truth, crushed to the earth, will rise again. That a lie is still a lie, even if everybody believes it, and the truth is still the truth, even if nobody believes it. I am comforted by the following thoughts: that if bigotry is right, then brotherhood is wrong. Brotherhood has never and is never wrong. I want you to think about that if bigotry is right, then brotherhood is wrong. Brotherhood is not wrong. And all of those who came before us and taught us to love and care for and respect our brothers and sisters, they were right. If Adolf Hitler was right, then Abraham Lincoln was wrong. Abraham Lincoln wasn't wrong. He stood up for what was best in this nation and best in all of us. He did so in the face of overwhelming tragedy and war and bloodshed. But he knew that slavery was wrong, and he knew that it was evil. And he knew that you weren't supposed to use force to benefit from somebody else's labor. So if Adolf Hitler was right, Abraham Lincoln was wrong. And Abraham Lincoln was not wrong. If Benito Mussolini was right, then Mother Teresa was wrong. She was wrong to dedicate her life to lifting people up, not enslaving them, not imprisoning them, not destroying and killing them. If Benito Mussolini was right, then Mother Teresa was wrong. Mother Teresa was not wrong. She did the will of her master. She tried to care for the sick. She tried to feed the hungry. She tried to be a light in this world of darkness. She tried to care for and serve her fellow human beings. If Mao Zedong was right, then Martin Luther King was wrong. Martin Luther King was not wrong when he confronted the evils of segregation and bigotry and hatred. He was not wrong when he spoke of love in the face of overwhelming hate. As he so eloquently said, we must match some's capacity to hate with our capacity to love. Think about that. As we move forward, it is not an impossible task. Every single one of us has it within our power to change this world by being a light in the dark places. Beware of those people who tell you that it's us against them, that they know the way, that they're right. Beware of people who would separate us because of our sexual orientations, because of our skin color, because of our religion, because. Be mindful of the fact that an act of kindness is a pebble in the water that spreads far beyond your ability to see. If Great Britain was right, then Gandhi was wrong. Gandhi made it very clear that he believed in God as more real than that of a fact of life itself. If Great Britain was right in enslaving the people in India, then Gandhi was wrong in fighting to set them free. Gandhi was not wrong. I have come to believe that God is not interested in the freedom of black men or brown men or red men or women. God is interested in the freedom of the whole human race. That's what he's interested in. and those who do his work change this world in ways that they can't even imagine. If Vladimir Putin was right, then Princess Diana was wrong. Princess Diana was not wrong. She loved humanity. She came down from her lofty perch and comforted the hungry and hugged children who had lost limbs to mines and minefields, children affected with disease. She hugged them and let them hug her. If Vladimir Putin is right, then Princess Diana was wrong. She wasn't wrong. All of those people had a faith. All of the people I named who were right to stand up, all of those people let their light shine in this world. And that's what I'm asking you to do tonight. I'm asking you to let your light shine in this world. I'm here to tell you that you are not alone. I am here to say to you tonight that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. And so if you are fearful, if you are frightened now, if you are hurting, if you are sad, be mindful of the fact that you are not alone. Reach out. Reach up. And let somebody know that you're going to let your light shine by the good deeds that you do in this world. I ask you to remember the words of the poet Edna St. Vincent Millay when she wrote, "Ah, snug lie those who slumber beneath conviction's roof. Their floors are sturdy lumber, their windows weatherproof. But I sleep cold forever, and cold sleep all my kind, for I was born to shiver in the draft from an open mind." Keep your minds and your hearts open, ladies and gentlemen. I am not, nor have I ever been, your enemy. I want you to remember that there are no illegal aliens in God's world. That's a point you should remember. There are no illegal aliens in God's world. All are welcome. I want you tonight, as you lay your head down on the pillow, to get some rest. And if you are a praying person, whatever deity you pray to, I ask you tonight, with all my heart, to pray for our nation and its leaders. I ask you tonight to make a resolution in 2025 that you're going to make a friend of a person you do not know. I ask you to broaden your horizons. I ask you to be the peace you want to see in this world. It is always darkest before dawn. But morning comes. My grandmother had a great saying. She'd say, James, the sun shines every day. You just don't see it sometimes. How true. If you've been in a plane, you know that above the clouds, the sun is shining every day. We just don't see it sometimes. So what I would like you to do, my friends, my family, all of you who are listening to this broadcast, I would ask you to link your arms in a show of solidarity. I would ask you to remember tonight that whether you're on the left wing or the right wing, it doesn't matter. It takes both wings to fly the plane. That's a symbol that we need each other. It is not us against them. It never has been. And people who tell you it is are lying to you. You don't have to put somebody else down in order to feel good about yourself. There's another way. Make a friend of a stranger. Go to a food shelter and serve food to the hungry. Give blood. Join an organization that deals with veterans and the problems we face, because I'm a veteran too, every single day. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, find some way to give service to somebody else. And in that simple act, you will discover the peace and joy that comes with serving others. I ask you tonight, as you view this broadcast, to reach out. I ask you to let go of those grudges. I remind you that you can choose to carry psychological bricks, or you could choose to carry psychological feathers. I'm going to carry feathers. I ask you tonight to pray for me and all of us here at this station who provides this video and this tool for us to share our viewpoints with you. I ask you to move forward in a spirit of unity and in a spirit of hope. I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, in short, to love each other as He loved us, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Let your light shine. I'm going to let mine shine, but I need yours to help make mine brighter. I thank you for taking the opportunity to view this video tonight. I hope something I said moves you. I hope you think e pluribus unum, out of many, one. That's all the time we have for tonight's show. Everybody has a story. What's yours? I'm your host, James Ransom Reed, Jr. Good night.
The water's warm at Jaws Pond, and we're stocked full of treasures. Big or small, we buy it all. We buy and sell fast rides, power tools, vintage guitars, and so much more. Walk the plank in style with our fine jewelry, diamonds, and watches. Plus, we have a huge selection of the latest video games, including the new PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Jaws Pond, conveniently located on Meriden-Waterbury Turnpike in Southington and West Main Street in New Britain.
When we think of an iconic New England town green, we think of the place where people got together and maybe heard some music, heard someone give a speech, maybe get an award. Times have changed, but the digital town green still brings all those stories, all those voices back to a central location. Nutmeg TV has been providing community television for over 30 years. We provide great facilities and training and equipment to allow anyone to come in and produce TV programming for the community.
Whether you're a college student looking to get into this industry or a senior citizen looking to learn a new skill set, we've made our equipment accessible to anybody.
Nutmeg TV is a family, and we embrace diversity, and we work with folks from all walks of life. And it's our job to make these studios available for anyone to use. We educate folks in how to do TV production, podcasting, etc., and so they can go on to other careers in the TV business. Nutmeg TV is really blessed to have a great group of folks who work here. We have a culture at Nutmeg TV that is set from the moment you walk in the door for positivity all day long. Each and every day, we are affecting the community in which we live. We needed some studio upgrades, and we were able to get a grant with the state of Connecticut, but we needed that extra bit of cash in order to get over the hump. As you know, technology is very costly, and we needed to do that. And Ion Bank believed in us. They believed in us. They believed in the project. They came down, they took a look at what we needed, and they said, you know what, we can help get you the rest of the way. As a result of Ion Bank's financial help, we've been able to help others move on in a field that's difficult to get experience in. It's very important when you're a business that works in the community and for the community that you're working with partners who understand who you are. And Ion Bank does that. They walk with us every day. Community is important, and Ion gets community, and they get Nutmeg TV. It's community banking at its best.